Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So we'll get started here in just a moment. Now, the episode's named Hotel California. The reason being that we did have the success of the I-158. Her first victim last turn was the Californian, so that's nice. We'll like to tease, and then he comes back on that one, so that's a lot of fun. Okay. How you doing there, Major? Good to have you, my man. Yeah, it should be interesting. He returned this very quickly. Hopefully that means that things go relatively well. I mean, ideally he doesn't do anything at Endeni. If he doesn't do anything at Endeni, we get a sides to airfield there this turn, which means we get to do a lot more in the following turns, which should be really quite nice. We do have the Battleship Haruna and a escorted force. They're going to be heading out towards Endeni, but they're going to be about 2 turns. They'll be about halfway-ish this turn, and then obviously moving on. Hey there, George. Good to see you, man. Yeah, apparently 5 is a good time for people. We do have 5 destroyers at Endeni, so at least we do have some surface force, but it wouldn't be really much to oppose anything larger. There are some mines, there's a number of submarines. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't come in. George. Okay, Emily reports sighting there. I mean, she's flying night. Moonlight is decreasing though. But it's relatively high for now. Okay. Well, we're into the day phase, so that's in theory the greatest danger. Out of the way, a high-speed movement. Moving into the air. Oh god. Maybe we actually get Endeni up there. Yeah, it looks like the same task force there. Whew, okay. Nice. Yeah, I mean, we've got them on night just to try and avoid the potential... floatplane that area is interesting, but probably be PBY. Yeah, I mean, the rationale for having them on night was that we might... Ooh, Helldiver out that way. Where was that? I didn't quite see the island near it there. Was that? That was an AGP. Yamura Maru. Yeah, are the American carriers heading to Japan? Near Marcus Island? He might. Well, he's doing something near Japan then. The map mods. If you go to the War Pacific Discord, I think it's just called that one. Like the actual channel. You go to pinned, you'll find it there. I think it's just called XTRG's map mod using or something like that. Yeah, so that's interesting near Marcus Island. Now Marcus Island is almost at level 4 fortifications. It does have some coastal guns. It'd be really nice if it was to head for Japan, really, in a way. Well, especially if you didn't know Kidiptai was there, it would be quite nice. But I guess we'll see. And she's only been sighted, but it'd been obviously carrier aircraft, and especially in a position where they are. And I don't think anything would be within range, even from Midway. No, yes, Midway. Even from Midway, I don't think it'd be in range. I mean, I hope so. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't think he'll continue. I think he might be on the periphery. He may be looking towards the Marianas, potentially towards the Philippines, maybe. I don't know. I don't feel that I'd go for Japan. I mean, I would prefer him to go for Japan, but we'll see. Okay. Casualties are looking fairly consistent here nowadays. We should actually have our first Helens in the pool today. Yep. We are ordering the attack at Port Moresby today, so we do have a division. For some unbeknownst reason, we could form the division up, but the supply requirement increased dramatically, which is a bit of an annoyance. Because when we have them split up as regiments, they did have enough supply, so we've kept them split as regiments, which is not particularly great, as I don't like regiments. Well, they're not regiments per se, they're divisional thirds. But it was the way that we could make sure they would have enough supply. So we'll have an attack there today. It'd be really nice. If we can actually finish off Moresby today, that would be excellent. There's a chance that she can remain. I mean, there is fortifications. The last time we attacked with a naval guard, Ah, yeah, so we are seeing the... What's that, attacking the AGP out here? Yep, okay. So that's definitely carrier aircraft, then. Now, it could be just a single carrier. I mean, this could just be to try and clear out a screen. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, though, as Major says. It's like supply required is the one you want to satisfy there, really. So obviously, having them down as individual thirds, we were able to actually be like just 10 away from that and probably within range of it today. Yeah, there we are. Alright, yeah, I see what you mean now. Yep, so we obviously take a hit there from the Devastators. Now, that's interesting then. It's good to see that we finally have some confirmation of where a carrier is. 15 is not a large number. But, well... Oh, Mage, you might know this, actually, having played a lot of the Allies. Can British aircraft be based aboard American aircraft carriers and vice versa? I'd meant to ask that a while ago, actually. Yes, okay. Right, that's good to know, man. Ah, yeah. I don't know. He's a tricky player. Oh, the carrier aircraft interchangeable. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. No, obviously that doesn't come up really for the Japanese, but no, that's good to know. That's really good to know, man. No, I mean, this is it. I kind of feel like I don't know, he may push into Japan. I doubt he will. Not being, well, obviously he's given the position away. The game away, I should say. And if it continues to push, then we do have a response in Japan there. But I don't think he would. We've had our ass kicked at sea. He's been very freaking good with those carriers. He's been quite lucky too. Yeah, it's been an ongoing one. It's generally worthwhile as an approach if you're comfortable with it as the Allies. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is it. This is what I kind of... I mean, I wouldn't be too shocked if it was maybe using British carriers with American aircraft or something of that nature. Like, I kind of see it as being like a good tactic and potentially, like, have... Like, the British carriers are great, don't get me wrong. I'm not entirely sure what their cruise speed are. Obviously, they don't carry as much in the way of carrier aircraft. So you could potentially have American aircraft on board British aircraft, aircraft carriers and vice versa, and try and, like, sort of play a bit of a mind game, really. Yeah, more bombardment. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the attack will come at Chungking in the near future. Not that far away now. Additional armors moving up in Canton from the north as well. And we do have additional artillery coming. There's still a couple of divisions to arrive at Chungking as well. Particularly this way, each day is obviously another day that we get to slightly chip away at him. But also improve preparation. Obviously, those divisions have had time to build back up to. Yeah, well that's it, isn't it, really? Yeah. I'm not sure, really, of their speed. I would have assumed that they can manage the same sort of cruise speed as the Americans. I'm not too sure if they're as fast as the Lexington sort of class. I think that's a pretty fast carrier. An interesting day then. I mean, this is it. It's like we had been looking for any sort of sign of where the American or British or just carriers in general, I'll just say carriers in general could have been. That's pretty marginal difference, yeah. Well, I mean, that's it, isn't it? It's like, obviously, the top speed is not the speed they use all the time anyway. A high cruise speed would be much appreciated. Yeah, this part takes a long time. And it will take increasingly longer too as more artillery arrives here, but a bit worthwhile. Alright, okay, 25 knots, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we do have Hastings K4s at Marcus. I'd have to check the range. We do have G3M3s in the Urals, and I believe that we have some in northernmost Japan. Oh, no, they might be at Iwata. I think that's the name of it. I think they might be Iwata. Perhaps. Okay, 323 there, that's good, reliable. And the numbers seem to be relatively stable now. Of course, we do have additional divisions on the way yet, and additional forces to come. But I'm going to be quite curious to see how much this number increases. I can't recall us having major concentration of Chinese forces destroyed. Odd couple cores. And here we go, we do have our deliberate attack at Moresby then. So see there, Gull Battalion 29, AV, Lyre Battalion 20, Port Moresby Brigade at 38 strong, 49th Australian Battalion down to 0, and 15th RAF base force at 0 there. Now last time we attacked they did have low supply, hopefully that continues. Would be ideal. What we were looking at there, about 100 and less AV or so for the Australian forces here. Ideally we do take it today, but it may be a case that it takes an additional attack or two. We'll see. Ideally it's in our favour. We do have, I forget the name of the headquarters here, but we do have a headquarters here, and hopefully that will give us the additional umps that we need there. 572 to 49, and there we go, that is Port Moresby finally and utterly done with.
This is Orphan Anne at Radio Tokyo, bringing you some hot music and another blow to your morale. Today, our High Command announced that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Port Moresby.
I do like those. They're, like, really quite cool. Like, if there's any future games like this, then there needs to be something like that. So that's really quite cool. Okay, so that's good then. Yeah, as Major says there, so we'll see how this riffraff will hold against the division. Yeah. Right, so Defender, not seeing lack of supply, so it looks like they had supply that day. We can see our casualties there, 769 is relatively light, so terrain plus, yeah. Interesting they had supplies, I do wonder where that come from. But all in all, it doesn't really matter in the end. It's 2 squads destroyed, 70 disabled. Yeah, I mean, we got off there pretty clean. I think they were essentially just unable to hold back that. So that's 5,205. I don't know why that sounded weird. I said that, it sounded weird to me. 5,205. I don't know why that sounds weird. 238 squads destroyed. 445 non-combatants, 18 engineers, 51 guns. This is really nice. It does mean that we can actually change the disposition of our aircraft in this area now. We also don't have to worry about Port Moresby being a potential thorn on our side there, so I'm really glad that is over now. The 56th Division, the 48th and 44th, and the 43rd Naval Guard unit secure victory here this day at Moresby. You say that it's a different reaction when it's 45, your ships are all sunk. Yeah, I know. I like it when it comes to the bases because they're actually accurate. Oh dear. Yeah, wow. Not the day I expected here today then. I expected something at Endeni. I'm glad it didn't happen. Seeing confirmation of carrier. Oh, carriers is interesting, very interesting. I'd actually dispatched about 1,000 or 2,000 supply towards Marcus Island, but we'll see about that. Now, I'd be very interested in, we did see a number of APs around, yeah, there we go, and it makes sense now. Shokaku Zubikaku going to upgrade today, that makes sense why he's suddenly showing up then. That makes sense. That's okay. Now, we were previously moving, we also should have a number of conversions beginning shortly enough. New tank arrives, very nice. Okay, there we are. So we'll go ahead and save and open it back up. Let's do it about that. Yes. What is it now? June 2nd. Yeah. I mean, we did contemplate potentially having them delayed, anticipating something like this would have possibly have happened. But we're like, well, the carriers themselves obviously are the carriers. The actual aircraft we can still use without them. So we figured we might as well get them done. The sooner they're done, the sooner they're in, the sooner they're done, really, was the thinking on that. But no, I mean, we did discuss potentially delaying it. Kind of thought something like this would happen, but, well, we'll see. Yeah, Port Moresby won't be repaired. We'll just leave it as it is, really. So, we only see 2 ships there. Which is not too surprising. He's obviously been aware that we had ships in this area here. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I mean, we do have the actual squadron still here. So the aircraft are still here. And if it comes in towards Japan, we can obviously fight that. That's fine. I'd rather him not go down this way, so if he goes to Japan, that'd be great. It's down this way where it's going to be harder for us, but if he pushes in, then we do have ability to respond, really. Like, Marianas can actually host aircraft, and we also do have aircraft in the area. Yeah, interesting stuff. Only thing is we do have a shite load of fuel over this way in the Philippines. Is it? Yeah, that's the 182k fuel. But yeah, that's out here in the Philippines. Plenty of bases to hide that in, really, if needs be. Marcus has H6K4s. A number of them are not operational right now. 2 of them will be operational in 2 days there, apparently. But that's fine, we've detected her. Maybe not so much by the H6Ks, but rather bomb constants, but it still works. Yeah. Yeah, Mark has been a size 1 airfield. We can't improve that, really. It's not really much worthwhile. Well, I'm using Mindanao as a port. Oh, I'm not using Mindanao as a port. They're just moving through here. Yeah, we're not using that. They've been dispatched from Singapore, and they've been moving coastally through the Philippines. I'm just saying that they're just simply here at Mindanao at this point in time is all. Yeah. So I'll take a look down here, then. Yeah, looks like the Naval Guard took the brunt of it. The division here is in a pretty good state. So we'll go ahead and rebuild the division there. Yeah, only 22 disabled. Yeah, they came out pretty well. They're actually over strength. They were, I think, previously 106 or a little bit over, in fact. I can't recall how much they had exactly. But you can see even with... They were over strength. You can see even with that Dow, you have 465 still. So they can head back over here to Buna. Well, I mean, this is it. The issue is we did have these submarines around here at Balikpapan. We are in the process of actually driving them out, which has been quite good. Obviously, we'd prefer to have convoys going from Balikpapan down towards that area, and that's the intention. That's what we've been trying to do. Issue is, it's like having the convoys there. We're quite eager to have all tankers used. That's why we do have a number of... that should have been converted, but I'd actually sent them out by mistake, actually. I think these are the guys. Yeah, I'd sent them out by mistake, so they need to be converted. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's the only reason why we're not having Balikpapan to, like Rabaul, for example. It's just due to the issues we had with submarines in this area. Yeah. Yeah, no, essentially, we do have Kates in place. Kates and Jakes. This area is pretty well scoped out in terms of, like, naval search and ASW. Just try and drive them out. See more submarines out here at this moment in time. We do have fuel arriving here shortly. Yeah, so 58k will be arriving shortly enough then. Okay. Yep, so we do have the battle cruiser. Sorry, I don't know why I said battle cruiser. We do have the battleship Haruna. I had meant to actually drop off Kitakami and Oya. I've forgotten about that. So I guess they'll be there for now. They could come in handy if we engage down here. And that's interesting. Apparently, this is like the second day here. I mean, we do have a stream overcast, but it's the second day that we see warships. But you can see the designations are just definitely different there. Yeah, I mean, the reason why they've taken that path is because the tankers were all over here in Singapore. We have a lot better coverage in this area than we do out here. Like, we do have some Jakes out this way, just, yeah, the density's a lot higher out this way. Okay. Send in some AKLs over here. We did have, well, we've still got quite a bit of supply over here. 12,958. So I'm going to move some of that supply around. We really do need more supply out in the Dutch East Indies. And just in Asia in general, Southeast Asia, we need more supply. We are moving more into China. Just need to get more moves into Southeast Asia as well. The New Hebrides is going to be an interesting one, really. We'd like to take these islands over here. I think that's completely doable. So he has a size 1 airfield over here today, then. Okay. Over here, then, we've seen the amount of fighters increase, but now that we have our size 2 airfield over here at Endeni, things have become a lot more interesting for us. I kind of feel like the North, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he has all of his cars in the North there. How you doing there, butts? I love that name. Fiji would be, I don't know. It'd be one of those of where we need a lot of things to go right for that to be considered, really. No, I disagree. I think the New Hebrides can be done. But we're going to do it in a different way. I mean, we're going to be building up Santa Cruz Islands, and then we'll expand downwards. We'll expand in such a way as to have the backfill there, is what I'm saying. Like, Talag is taking quite a while to build up, and these islands will be able to be built up sooner. Well, at a greater rate than these were. But that's how we'll go. We'll not move in rapidly as such. We'll move in a way to diffuse the situation, like, sort of like, I mean, bombarding Luganville would be great. That sort of thing would be good. But I'm not going to move in to invade it straight away. I'd rather make sure we build these up and have a solid foundation. It depends. That's good to see there, but... No, it does depend. I just find the amount of auxiliaries here curious. It does make you wonder. Well, the base here then, yeah. So airfield completely knocked out. Port almost completely knocked out. That's fine. Right then, what do we have here? So in terms of the naval guard, 83, 83, 80. I'll leave behind the 44th naval guard there. They're going to be the practical, well, I guess the permanent garrison there. The other naval guards are going to move out. Have them move to Pacific Islands, that sort of thing there. I mean, this is it, Major. It's one of those where we go by the contested campaign. It does depend. And he's only just begun moving in assets here. Not to say that this isn't built up, but it's not been built up that much. He's been building up the island over here, which makes sense. But we'll see. We don't need all those horses aboard Moresby. There's literally... I mean, this is it. There's no reason. Absolutely no reason. If he wants to take Moresby back, it's like, well... He's not really gaining anything particularly impressive. I mean, Moresby over here, yeah, it can be like a large airfield, but you got to build it up. And the port's only, I mean, it's a 1 and a 3, which is pretty nice, but it's just not that great, in my opinion. He'd be much better off like trying to take islands out this way, or even just using Australian bases, or even just not bothering, in my opinion. I just don't see what it'd really stand to gain from that sort of thing. True, that is all true there, Major, to a degree, but the issue comes down to, well, how much air power does he have in the area? He does need to have cars to be able to really stop us from moving forward. We do have a substantial surface asset, well, surface fleet in the area ourselves. Yeah. Yeah, like as Major says that. I mean, that's what we'll essentially go for. We'll have a garrison obviously remain over here at Buna, but the idea of Moresby being a threat now is pretty much null for now. We'll leave it in such a state of disrepair as well, so essentially even if it does come to try and take it, it's just, he's not going to get much out of it. Okay. Right then. I do look forward to when we can actually start to begin the sweeps from Endeni over here to Luganville. But what we're going to go ahead and do is, of the amount of fighters that we have over here, it'd be quite nice to be able to go and push forward with a bombardment to Luganville. Getting down to these ships down here would be quite nice too. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of these things, George. It's like, if he moves on to Port Moresby, what does he really gain? And if we take a look at ranges, let's see, Yeah, let's take Cooktown for example then. So Cooktown is 11 hexes away from Buna, 20 from Rabal. It depends on what aircraft he's intending to use, but let's say it's like something like heavy bombers. He could move it to an island closer by, perhaps. Yeah, like what we've got there, Portland's Road, 8, 19, yeah. It's just one of those of like, he doesn't have all that much to gain here. What's the garrison at Luganville look like? It's the same Australian forces that we'd... well, I don't know if you've been watching that point. He landed a number of Australian forces that had been blooded. He's moved in additional units, but they are presumably... I mean, he could have more AV there. But I think they've been predominantly engineers. I don't really have like a clear picture of what additional units he has there. But again, it would be nice to bombard that island. Getting down here to bombard would be nice too. He gained that airfield here today. But again, the good thing is we'll have Nick 0, whatever you want to call it, whatever we want to use. Sweetby Island, but I do want to get a bombardment in there. It doesn't seem to have bombers here right now. I do kind of feel like the carriers might be, maybe... I don't know. Maybe they're all there, you know what I mean? It could be the case, and he's coming in here to try and get to the carriers. That's something. So be aware that obviously the carriers were going for upgrades here today. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like it'd be good for him to still keep a carrier force down here. It could very easily do that. So this area is not entirely devoid of potential carrier threats. We haven't spotted it, but it doesn't mean it's not there. Looking at 4, yeah, they've only relatively recently arrived there. In terms of surface assets, that appears to be the strongest force. We're not entirely sure what it is. But I mean, what we'll try and do then is obviously focus on sweeping Luganville. If we can clear out the airfield or suppress the airfield at Luganville, this becomes a lot easier. And obviously we do have a fate over here, which is 11 hexes. What we'd like to be able to do then is push up to Otopuana and Vanacordo. This island is obviously a little bit further outside our reach to a degree, but we still have zeros, still have things that can reach it. But Luganville's nicely within range, which is good. Obviously that range decreases as we move forward on those islands. I'm just very glad that Endeni didn't come under attack here today. Really handy. He does have some naval search out there, it seems. Okay. Increasing our aviation support here, then. We've been flying over the 24th Air Flotilla in the meantime. We'd like to go ahead and get another Naval Guard unit out here, so maybe even take potentially one of those Naval Guards and move them here. We do have spare Naval Guards around Tulagi. Currently, we are moving forward fuel. The majority of forces, I did actually dispatch a surface group south today. Where are they? Oh, they've already arrived. Fair enough. I forgot how quickly. Nah, it's worthwhile to have there, Major. We're going for the size 1 port just to actually allow us to be able to more easily unload there. But yeah, Rabal's going to be the main centre for logistics, and then we'll move forward. We do have our first supply drop coming in here. There is more coming south. About 58k fuel. Obviously, we'll have a couple K dropped off over here at Rabal. And I'm going to try to move forward some fuel. We've been pushing forward fuel via computer... Sorry. Yeah, continuous supply. So they've been pushing forward about 370. We have the 58k supply coming down here, which is handy. They're kind of additional assets, which bring another 3-odd K there. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I mean, we've got the 187k coming down bad way. What we'll likely go ahead and do is drop some over here to Rabal. I mean, I've got a mind to potentially just move all that fuel over here to Tulagi if we can manage it. Tulagi, due to being a size 3 port, is all really for that one. Oh well, Major, it'd be more... just accept it, man. Just accept it. We'll get use out of it, don't you worry. Right, now ideally I can start to unload that AP again. Okay. So go ahead and check on signal intelligence. Umea, simply coma. Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping to build up longer as well. Idea being that we just have some competent... and this is it, essentially we have Rabal for our logistics base over here, but it's too far from the front, so I said this could be our logistical centre, and then be able to push it out there. Right, okay. So still aware there's submarines over there. Dispatched supply over this way to watch it. So they can unload there. I do need to get some additional supply down to Tarawa. That'll be done in the near future. 6k is fine. We're going to be using a lot of barges and smaller ships in that area. Okay. What are we looking at distance-wise, actually? So, 30 hexes to Tokyo. Again, I'd rather than move on towards Japan there. How you doing there, Red? Okay. DD there, moving out to Singapore. Okay. So we do have the APs over here, AKs and AKTs. I moved the mixed brigade over here. It's larger than I would actually prefer it to be. But I'm going to have the Kore 3rd SLF moved down, for 6th Naval Guard moved down. Yeah, see you later there, Red. Have a good one, my friend. Alright, there we are. So the infantry are in position now. I'm just waiting on the fact for these tanks to arrive down here. In fact, not on the fact. I don't know what I said there. There we are. We had seen ships out here. We'd increase the actual strike range from 10 to 12 hexes out here. Looks like he's moved away. Likely scoping is out. Still a lot of aircraft there. I'm still surprised nothing has happened yet, but I don't believe it won't. It's definitely something. Okay. Trying to remember where those zeros are. Let's see. So these guys in Yokohama. I don't think it's that group. No, gotta tell me that. Yeah, there they are. Okay. I knew that there'd been a group moved down. Right, so we do have 48 there that will be moved south. They were eventually going to head down to the Dutch East Indies, in fact. We might potentially have them move back into Japan. We'll see about that one. We've been, been building up the Nix over this way. Changing these squadrons and converting them into Nix. Okay. I don't know. I don't think I'd go for Japan, but we'll see. Ah, yeah, Awaki, that's it. Oh, no, Awaki. I thought it was Awaki. Where do we have the GVM3s? Are they over here? Not there. Otopojima. No. I have a group over here at... that's it, because they've been combined. Right, that makes sense then. Let it go, Major. Let it go. Okay. As beaching aircraft, I'm not too sure actually. I'd like to think so, but I mean that is the what is it? The landing ships? Is it LSTs? I forget what they're called for Japan. I know we get those later on, don't we? landing ships. Yeah, LSTs. Yeah. I'm not too sure. It's a good point there regarding the barges. I don't know if they are classified in the same way as the LSTs, so that's a good thing to check on, actually. Okay, so not overall, not overly that much to take a look at, to be honest. Not a whole lot, I should say. I can't speak. Yeah, just things generally moving forward, really. 24th and 26th have arrived, and the 15th Tank Regiment there. Move them into chunking. Yeah, that makes sense. And a barge is just that, isn't it? A barge. Okay. You really like Bob Mosby, don't you, George? Yeah, I mean, this is it. Anywhere where we can put an AK in is pretty good for us. What's the difference between the out-of-the-box version and the beta version? Ooh, I'd say you probably check on the forum there. Just probably, yeah, like as Major says, quality of life, gameplay fixes, that whole thing there, really. Okay. Yeah, it's nice to see the B5 and 2's attacking there. Okay. Seattle, he's been building up the north. He's been building up Oak Harbor, Portland, and Seattle. We've also, I believe we've seen Anchorage being built up, and we've definitely seen him moving assets out this way. Yes. Oh, is it the new one there? That's a good point, actually, because I know we have the initial radar. It might have been the units that we'd not had set to upgrade. I can't recall which one it might be there. Let me try and find one. What radar do we... I think we have a Type... Is it a Type 1 radar we have? Type 21? I'm going to have to double check that, actually. Let's go ahead and check on that one at Batavi, but let me go ahead and check on one that I know of. Oh, it might be because we actually... Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Type 2 radar. That's very nice. George. Why do you like Port Moresby, man? It buys you nothing. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's not even Thai, but it's a trap. Alright, there we go. Well, that's excellent to know, then. That does help us out a lot, actually. Oh, hell, even the one that Mark has got with radar. Oh, wow. That's really good, then, actually. Yeah, that's quite the improvement there in capability across the board, then. That's a good point there for pointing out, then, Major. I'd assume that they might have been units that were just missed, but no, these are actually the GNAF units, aren't they? That's cool. That's very cool, in fact. Yeah, a couple in Japan there. Oh, yeah, that's really good. That definitely helps us out tremendously. George, you damn infantryman. Stop thinking like an infantryman. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's cool. How you doing there, Ron? If you... I don't know. It probably is in the description of this video here, but if you go and click a link to join the Discord, if you hang around after I finish the actual stream, I'll post a link if it's not there. If you hang around and then join the Discord, there's a chat called Warner Pacific. You go to the on the Discord channel. In the pinned, then you'll see all the things you need there. Ah, dear. I had initially intended to bypass these guys, but I had it drilled into me that's probably not worthwhile in case I get supplied and become a pain later. Well, it's just the thing, isn't it, really? It's just like, for what gain is Port Moors? Because it doesn't really gain you anything. And it's like, if it was me, if I was playing as the Allies, and if I saw resistance in the Solomons in general, just be like, well, fuck that. Why do I need that? It really does absolutely nothing. It's like, I do feel that he'll eventually make probably a push in the north. The Marshals, maybe, but I don't think the Marshals would be where he'd want to go. If it was me, I'd be like, right, screw all that noise. I'm just going to go up here to the Aleutians and just go for the most direct path, really. I mean, even if it goes through the Marshals and the Central Pacific, it's like, okay. But it's like, there is distance between us. We do have the ability to actually use the distance in our defense then. Over here at the Aleutians, it's like, yeah, we got the Kurils and that's it. Like, you get to Kurils, you're already at northern Japan. It just shortens the distance, and it's one of those where it might be potentially harder of a battle, because it's a concentrated battle, but it's a shorter one for him, I guess you could say. Yeah, I can imagine that's pretty cool, actually. Nah, George, he can move stuff all the way down to the south. He can absolutely get stuff into Australia. But even Australia not getting stuff into it isn't the end of the world. It's more like a bonus, if anything. I mean, the main elements of the Allied fighting capacity is predominantly the USA, well, the USN Navy, and then obviously got the Royal Navy, but it's mainly the Americans. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it, George. It's like at the end of the day, it's like if he wants to get things into Australia, he'll get them into Australia. There's a lot of ways you can do that. Like, it's a tanker that we saw over this way we suddenly lost sight of. But hopefully pick that one back up. Again, Horn Island's not that important. It's one of those that we'll get, by the way, in the future. But not now. It's just... yeah, it's used, so it's just not that important. We're just not seeing stuff moving in and out here. As far as it goes to Australia, the thing I'd like to take would be... I'd like to take Esmouth and establish like a naval search base out there. Just a small investment, essentially. Possibly even based on a number of H6K4s or Emily, something of that nature. Yeah, the H6K4s could do it. But yeah, potentially just basing some float planes out this way. There's that Naval Command Headquarters, which is like 70-odd support squad, something like that. We'd have that moved over there because it's a command that allows us to use torpedoes, and then I'd probably go ahead and like night strike Perth with H6K4s or something of that nature. The magic of power projection. Oh dear. Okay. Right, I'll take a look at the R&D and then, yeah, that'll be about it. It was really great of him to be able to turn it over so quickly, but I guess that's because there really wasn't all that much going on. Right. Oh, they would have advanced these since 8 there. Okay. Not too far away from the second duty over here, being up to 30, that'd be nice. Come on, Tojo, hurry your ass up. I think we have another 7 over here. I think we had 3 7s previously, and now it looks like we have a 4th. So I think we've had an advancement there in the Key 83, which is quite good. I just really want them to speed the hell up, because that'd be great. If they could get up there quickly, that'd be very nice. Yeah. Okay, that's looking cool. Okay. Right, 3rd Division's there, but I'm going to have 3rd Division spread out and take control of that road then, surely enough. I plan to have the armoured cars moved out. I think I'll have the armoured cars probably moved out to Java. Or potentially to the Dutch East Indies in general, really. Is where I intend to use the armoured cars. Or potentially elsewhere, it depends really. But that's probably where I get some use out of them. God. Java is a small island, but it's a lot of bases on it. Okay. Alright, looking pretty good then. We'll check on the losses then today then. So this is again some additional VPs by taking Ballsby, so that brings us to 2475. 24,756 I should say. Which is nice, that helps. Aircraft losses here today then. So he loses a Kingfisher, which is obviously a floodplane for him. Ops on our side, as per usual. We do fly about twice as much as he does, which is not surprising. Yes, it's just worth 9 points. It's a bit of a pain there, but yeah. She gave us vital intelligence. Yeah, there we go. So until next time, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll post a link to the actual Discord then in the chat afterwards. And if you guys do enjoy this, do consider becoming a patron. That'd be much appreciated. Just £1 would go quite a long way, actually. Until next time, thank you. Hayasumi Take care. Ja mata. Whenever. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Depends, really. Probably. Probably Kaiobi. Ja mata Kaiobi. Sayonara. Thank you very much there, George. A pound of, I don't know, pound of jerky would be cool. Until next time.